Yeah, man. Famous cartoonist are Baltazar. As you see, Abraham Lincoln is with me, and we are watching, and you are watching. Famous cartoonists draw at night. They draw at night by night. We're all here together, man. Buy their comics, buy my comics, shop.
Welcome to Cartoonist by Night. I am Anthony Laatsch. I am joined here with Troy Dongarra, D. Brad Gibson, and welcoming back two of our past guests. We have David Gloyd and Matt Hansel. How's it going, guys?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
All right. So we are hot off the heels of our episode about video games with Dave Scheid. That's just a quick little promo. But now we are jumping into a kind of discuss anything, draw anything, but with an extra little twist, because we've been kind of dabbling with this idea for a while. Troy may have mentioned it originally, because I think it's probably been in discussion for quite some time. And we seen a little taste of this on Art Baltazar's live show on his live streams with Jamie Cosley, where they played a little game of drawing characters by memory. And so we are going to try that this evening. We'll see how it turns out. We're going to roughly do like a 10-minute limit. I've got a little timer here, kind of just work casually, however we need it, and kind of see what happens. A friend of mine, who is actually the person based off of Nikki the Swan from my Rice Christopher comics, I reached out to Nikki the Swan and said, give us 5 popular, at least characters that are well known to a degree, of pop culture, comic books, or cartoons. And I have not opened that email yet, so we are just going to throw out the name, and then I'll get ready to jump into it. So, how are we feeling with this challenge? Are we ready?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yep, ready as we're going to be.
All right, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to try not to look ahead, too, just so I don't subconsciously look around my room here. Okay, I see the first one here. I was not expecting it. She suggested Eric Cartman from South Park.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think I got that.
So I am starting the timer, and while we do that, you can just start drawing. We're all going to do it mystery style, so we all have our drawing preferred method here in front of us, but we figured we'd kind of do a surprise of I missed something.
You could so easily just turn off the phone, but instead you do the...
If I turn off the phone, then everything will be wrecked.
Okay.
I can't.
So
Which one is Eric Cartman?
Well, that's the beauty of this.
I know who he is.
He's the fat guy, right?
Maybe. Or maybe he's the skinniest character of South Park. That's what we have to figure out. So
Okay.
So while we won't be seeing our drawing screens until we show off our images and show them up to the camera, we are just going to kind of talk in randomness and just kind of having some fun with it. So yeah, start drawing if you haven't already. I'm kind of watching the timer, and then we can kind of go from there. But so I guess maybe a great topic would be South Park. Is there any like diehard South Park fans in the chat here?
I am old enough to have seen the original South Park short that they did for George Clooney, the Jesus versus Santa Claus thing, back when you had dial-up and you had to wait like 8.5 hours to download it. It was only like 5 minutes or something like that. But so I've been watching it from the beginning, and I haven't watched it recently though. Now I think they do everything computer animation, right?
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah, I remember watching it as it was getting popular. Definitely seen the movie, and but I've never really kept up with it. And do we know how many seasons that's up to at this point?
Oh, it's got to be like 26 or 27 or
Yeah.
something like that.
At least.
Well, I I'm starting to like, even though I haven't watched too much, and I don't remember the last time I would have seen Cartman. I think this will be a fun experiment. At least I'm having fun on my side. So
I'm enjoying this. This is
Yeah. I started him out, and suddenly I realized he was started to look like Frosty the Snowman.
oh well, you say that.
now that I say that, yeah.
I can see Frosty in my drawing now that you say that.
Who said that?
Mine almost kind of looks like Frosty meets the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man at this moment.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. So South Park, I think, has actually been mentioned one time on this show because I forget what episode, but I talked about the South Park video game for N64 that I had, and it was that game was like about like turkeys. Like I don't know if turkeys had anything to do with the actual cartoon for like a big plot, but this game was fully like the turkeys were the bad guys essentially, and you were just going around with whatever gun. I don't know if it was like a tennis ball gun or something, but and you would just constantly hear gobble 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 like just to an annoying level, and it was throughout like from my memory the entire game. So that was my latest interaction with South Park, but it was a third person shooter, I think, so I don't recall seeing the what Carmen looks like. At the time of this release, the Nintendo Switch 2 had just come out, and once again, I just mentioned we had a video games episode with Dave Scheid, and I didn't really have any intention of getting the Switch 2 anytime soon. I just figured I would just get it casually, like at the end of the year when it just became more available and ready. And I didn't really follow any news or any updates on it. And I think through the hype of recording with Dave and talking about video games and showcasing all the Nintendo love, all of a sudden I went to go see the Dogma screening last night.
How was that?
Very good. You know, it's the same movie. Nothing was done differently, but at the end there was like maybe a half-hour Q&A session with Kevin that he recorded at like the first live show because he's also taking the movie. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, is Dogma the one that starts in McHenry, Illinois, or McHenry?
McHenry has something to do with it, but I think even though I just saw it last night, but like a lot of it takes place in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, they do McHenry. I think that's
or it's somewhere out here where I live, where it fictionally starts off or whatever.
Yeah, because there's the joke about like the John Hughes movie where Jay and Silent Bob were like going to, was it like the fictional city in Illinois that John Hughes created or something?
Yep.
So when Jay got all upset when he found out that it was just a big lie or something. So. But yeah, Dogma. Oh yeah, so before seeing the Dogma movie in theater, I had some time to kill, so I was walking around Walmart, and I just figured that I was just gonna look at the games and just look at accessories for Switch 2 and just be like, all right, whatever. I wouldn't expect that any systems would be there, the evening of the morning after it came out, and then all of a sudden there was like 4 or 5 consoles there, and I was just looking at them, and I'm like, oh, those aren't like display boxes at all. Those are actually
those are the real deal.
Yeah. And I just sat there and I thought about them, like, am I doing an impulse buy in Nintendo Switch 2 right now? And so I did, and I am waiting to plug it in yet because I've had a busy day after getting it last night. So I'm at this point, I might be the only person in the world who bought a Switch 2 that has not even plugged it in yet. Because I think the tradition is probably waiting out in line at GameStop or something, and then going home with your 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew and your Pringles and your.
Yep.
Then you just game, and then you've been awake for like 36 hours. And me, I just had a normal night's sleep, went to work, and. All right, looking at the timer here, looks like we have roughly 3 minutes left. I don't know if that's how do you guys feel about knowing there's 3 minutes left?
Yes, I like knowing.
I feel fine with it because at this point, this is as good as it's going to get.
Yep.
Yeah, mine is as good as it's.
I'm with David.
It's amazing though because I've never really watched South Park. I've seen a little here and there, and I've seen it all over the internet and everything else. I'm really familiar with the character, and yet when you go to draw something from memory, it's like you kind of get it, but then you start trying to remember things like, does this kid have a nose? Does what does its feet look like?
What does his collar look like on his shirt?
Yeah,
I've had that nose. I've had that nose question myself, so we'll find out if I chose a nose or not. I'm calling my drawing done. So while I do that, I won't add to my drawing, but I'm going to get an image. So after we show it off, I think on the share screen I can put up a drawing or an actual picture of Cartman.
Oh, good. Yeah.
My drawings. Okay.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, but my drawing is done. I'm not adding to it. Okay. Man, I don't think I would have thought Frosty the Snowman, but once David said that, that's pretty much what my drawing looks like.
Well, I think where it really happened when I was playing around trying to remember what does this kid's nose look like, and suddenly it's like this button nose, and I'm like, oh my god, I just drew Frosty.
Gave him coal for eyes.
So you say he has a button nose. Okay. Noted. Thank you.
Corn cob pipe.
And I'm the one with the answer on whether what his nose looks like.
Okay.
So yeah, we're looking at 45 seconds, and I think it'll be a good thing where we'll just do that 10-minute limit, and then it's just like, all right, we're done. So whatever status we're at, and then I shielded my email so I didn't see what the second one was. And I think I'm gonna have her in the future too, where I can have her write a character name and then just put tons of spaces, and then I can like scroll without seeing, and. That way I don't, like, if I see that she wrote E.T. or something, being like, oh, well, E.T.'s at my desk, and I'm not going to look at him now. So if I know the character's there, I'm not going to look at my room here. So seems like, maybe me and I don't know what D-Brad's viewpoint looks like from his side of the screen, but I've got characters all over me, all over the room here. So
got characters there, over there.
Okay. I chose so poorly on my tool. I have ink all over my hands.
Did you get ink in on your paper or your drawing, like smudges?
A little bit. Yep.
Oh no!
We'll see if that helps make it look like Cartman or not.
He's doing some finger painting.
Yeah, I have done finger painting.
All right, time is up. So, we'll do this. Let's go one by one, just so we can all kind of revel in what's going on. I was done first apparently, so I will show it off. This is what I thought Cartman looked like. So I put in some clouds, some tree backgrounds. I kind of had a snowman, a frosty thing, but I went with a different mouth. Definitely gave him a scarf because I know they're always like in winter clothes. And then and I gave up at the bottom there and wondering just what that was going to look like. But this was my Eric. Apparently, he doesn't have arms.
He doesn't have arms. Oh,
I had like 2 minutes to go, and I didn't even give him arms.
He's just hiding something behind his back.
Yep, yeah, exactly. So, who wants to go next? How about let me pick it up. That'll be easier. Let's see David Gloyd's. David Gloyd, let's see your Eric Cartman.
Oh,
there you go.
No, that's like Eric Cartman, like the teen years. I dig. I'm looking.
Yeah, I was trying to. I was struggling with legs and feet, like the size of them and everything, because they either were like non-existent and just feet at the bottom of his coat, or
Right.
he was a little long. So yeah, I mean maybe yeah. If they
Almost,
ever want to age them a little bit, we go to the teenage years. I could see that.
almost looks like the sailboat guy, Ethan Suplee from Mallrats. He's kind of has that outfit. So
Yeah,
Okay.
I was struggling with the eyes too because I seem to recall they're kind of like this oblong shape and whatever. But every time I was doing it, they just looked weird. Like at one point, he looked like he was going to rob a liquor store. Actually, I kind of wish that I would have just started over so I could show that this is what I did the first time. Here's Frosty. Here's him robbing the liquor store.
And it's the same picture every time.
let's jump over to Matt
Here's
Hansel.
Frosty robbing the liquor store.
Sure. I the first thing when I thought of Cartman, I remembered his phrase "respect my authority"
Oh yeah.
when he becomes the cop. But
Man, you even got colors in there too. Look at that, man.
but I think they're wrong though. But
Well, you may have some of them right. We'll find out because I do have the stock picture of Eric Cartman.
oh, you do? Oh,
Right.
cool.
At the end, we'll show that off. So
I'm pretty sure the color's wrong too.
let's jump over to Troy. How's your Eric Cartman looking like?
So I apparently drew the version that David mentioned, the Eric Cartman that robbed the liquor store.
Oh,
There you go.
He's been
That's
robbing
awesome.
liquor stores
Yeah.
for a while.
Awesome.
That's great.
I'm glad I went first, honestly, and showed mine because that's something
So I
got-
did splatter a little. I did splatter a little bit of ink.
I
So
think
I'm getting
it
rid of
works.
it adds to it.
the
Yeah.
whatever this pen is, and I'm just going to grab a regular marker.
This,
Moving forward.
you know, when a teenager is like this, you know that they're going to turn out like that when they're older.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
In just
yeah,
a few
they
years.
really. If only a good guidance counselor would take interest in these poor kids.
All right, we
Okay.
see a slight tease on the D. Brad's camera there, but let's get the full reveal.
Looks like a Muppet.
Oh, there you go.
That is awesome.
Looks like a Muppet.
I like it.
Wait, I was going to say, it kind of looks like one of the kids from Frosty.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
looks
All
like a
right.
kid that might have eaten Frosty.
Yeah.
What was the
So-
kid that was wanted to call him something when they were trying to name Frosty?
Oh,
There was some weird name one of the kids said.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but it kind of reminds me of that kid for some reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's who it is.
That was a lot of fun there. And just a reminder for everybody, make sure to keep these drawings for pictures at the end and stuff. So sometimes like Rogers likes to, even though he does digital, he likes to just trash the images right away. And then I have to grab screenshots after. So just an FYI. So here is Eric Cartman, according to the creators of South. So yeah, there he is.
I should have left the legs stubby.
Oh, all right.
He does have hands, huh?
Nice.
So yeah,
I'm just going to say, all of our pictures are better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not known as being that's why they could animate it so fast because it was just
It was
Yeah.
construction paper or something, wasn't it, that they used? Or
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say
Not
Troy's
known
statement
for-
should be wrong, but it's not.
Not known for its artistic quality so much as its satirical value.
all right. So how are we feeling about how that went? Should we follow that same method for the next character as far as character, 10 minutes, kind of random talk and reveal?
Yeah, I think that.
yeah.
Cool. All right. So it worked pretty well with Art and Jamie just because it's one-on-one, and then they both just, their drawings, they just did 30-second ones, and then they held them up. But when we got multiple people here, so. All right, going back to the email without looking ahead. So Eric Cartman was the first one. Oh, nice. Next one is Woody from Toy Story.
I don't know. Oh dear.
So
Disney.
the 10-minute timer has begun. This one, without knowing what the other ones are, this might be one of my better ones because I know I watched Toy Story a lot. Is there any Toy Story diehard fans here?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love Toy Story.
Been a while, but yeah, I've watched them all. I think I've watched them all, unless any slip past me. They kind of got to that point where you're like, oh, another one. There's no way that they're going to do a good job.
Yeah.
And then they pull it off. So
And now I think they're even working on 5, I think. Or at
Oh,
least,
are they really?
I think
Yep.
so.
Yep.
And my opinion on it, while I could understand people saying it should end at 3 or something, and it can. You could just just don't watch the other ones. But I'm always happy to go and see them and see what they come up with next. So,
Friend in me.
out of all of us here, I think I am the youngest one by just a couple years. But I definitely remember being taken to the movie because I probably would have been, I want to guess, was that like 96, 97, I think, for the first one?
Probably 96, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, I would have been in 6th grade. My age lines up perfectly with my grade school years. So if it was 92, I was in 2nd grade. If it was 98, I was in 8th grade. So it's always quick to remember where I was in time.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
Toy Story video games. Not that everything's going to be about video games now, but I remember Super Nintendo had a Toy Story video game that was really fun because with that technology, at the 16-bit level, the the game really looked a lot like the movie. Like it was a very good comparison and stuff. So I remember the game being extremely a lot of fun because it just felt like you were playing the movie in that sense. And that probably goes for a lot of like Tiny Toon Adventures, Ren and Stimpy, where I think if it was a video game based strictly off of an animated thing, it was always cool to have such a good likeness to the graphics. Anybody have any Toy Story banter or anything else?
I remember
those were good movies. For the kids growing up. A lot of that Pixar stuff was popular. I think, Toy Story was one of the favorites in my house of the Pixar stuff. Um, I raised my kids right, so they're like into superheroes and stuff like that. So Incredibles definitely was way up there on that list as well.
I remember Toy Story 3 was pretty traumatic for me.
Yeah,
Like
like
I'm going like when they're in that
the
fire,
generator thing.
what is like my heart was pounding and then at the end when he gives away all his toys, I go, "What are you doing? You're gonna regret that."
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah.
Um, there's a YouTube video out there of kids showing their mother. The mother is maybe, let's say she's in her 60s or 70s, and these kids are showing her Toy Story 3 for the first time on TV, but they edited the movie. So when the incinerator stuff happens and you see them like, about to be incinerated, they just put up the credits and they just ended the movie like that in like
Oh,
with all the characters in shock and like holding on to each other because aren't they all just like holding hands all in a stretch
yeah,
and stuff like that?
yeah,
And when it cuts to the credits, like the mom like flips, she's like, "What? Like that's how it ends?" And they're all just like laughing just because they pulled a fast one. But yeah, that'd be quite the shocker if it ended that way.
yeah. Well,
All I can hear is Tom Hanks' voice.
yeah.
Or no, he's not Woody, right?
Yep, no, he's Woody.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he is. No, he is right.
There's a snake in my boots.
Yeah,
Thank you. I was trying to figure out what phrases he had when he pulled his string.
Or single
Yeah.
boot. Oh,
Reach for the sky.
you just said string, so I'm going to add something in my drawing here. That counts. That counts. Yeah.
got a friend in
Let's see here. Trying to think of any other random talk. We do have 4 minutes left for our drawings of Woody.
Uh-oh.
I'm really kind of thinking
I better get started.
Oh, that you started the timer?
And start. I'll say this from currently what he looks like. I like my drawing of Woody better than my drawing of Cartman.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how confident I am that. I might actually, instead of just giving up, I made sure I gave him arms this time, even though I had, a couple minutes to realize Cartman didn't have arms. But that's going to be something that I am going to remember to do for all the characters going forward. That might be. I'm going to add some Sharpie here while I'm at it. I didn't. I do have some of my colors next to me, but not some colored pencils. So I'm going to save the colors for another day.
Yeah, no time for coloring this time.
Anybody else have any fun stories about anything?
Well, I thought Toy Story had some pretty good half-hour specials too.
I've never.
Yeah.
Oh, when they had like a Halloween one and stuff like that.
Are those good? I see they're on Disney Plus, but I haven't
Yep,
I haven't checked them out.
they are.
Is it the original cast doing the voices too, or?
You betcha.
Oh
Well,
wow.
There's one thing I'm wondering though, because I know this is a fact. I don't know if it's true for the animated shorts, but Tom Hanks' brother, I think, had filled in for Woody for like video games or like anytime he needed. So I don't know
Yeah.
if he filled in for that stuff. Brad, can you confirm?
I don't think he did for that stuff, but they used to have on Saturday morning cartoons, they'd have Toy Story uh really, really short 1 minute shorts in between shows,
Okay.
and his brother did those ones.
Oh wow.
That'd be a cool gig just to be like Tom Hanks' brother and
The at a convention I was at a few weeks ago, I was sitting next to the guy who does the voice of Skeletor for a lot of stuff.
ooh.
But he also is the voice, the backup voice on the Family Guy for Patrick Warburton.
Oh,
And he's done Warburton's character. I can't remember his character's name on the show.
Joe Swanson.
Yeah, he does his voice like for
Hey,
the video
Peter.
games and stuff. Right? Yes, exactly.
Hey, Peter.
But it's funny that he's also Skeletor, which is
Yeah. They're two widely different like registers. That's the right word.
yeah.
We're looking at 1 minute left, 1 minute remaining.
Oh, mine is a horror.
Mine is terrible.
And
No, I mean literally it's a horror.
Oh.
I'm liking mine. Mine might be fridge worthy for somebody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if some parent out there wants to buy this one and then hang it up and say that their third grader did it, I'd be very happy with that. One question. How did you all like the reveal process of like one at a time or show them all at once and all react? Or what do you guys think? Any opinions?
I like the one at a time.
Okay,
Yeah, and just go in different order.
I do too.
They go in different order each time.
cool. We will go with that then. Like I said, it's a little different when it was Art and Jamie with a one-on-one thing because I think they just put them up at the same time and then they both. If you just go back to that episode, go to the Oh Yeah Comics YouTube. There's 2 seconds left, everybody. Pencils down. Ooh, cool. I didn't know there was a beep on there. Yeah, so on the Oh Yeah Comics YouTube channel, just maybe search Art Baltazar, Jamie Cosley, and maybe it'll filter to that one of their many episodes they've done. But I remember just laughing so hard just watching it because they're laughing so hard at each other's results and stuff. And yeah, so okay, so let's start with the last person was D. Brad. So you're gonna go first this time. What's this horror show you were talking about? While you do that, I'm going to get an actual image of Woody.
So this is a Toy Story 3 alternate ending.
Ooh.
That was rejected. It was rejected, though. There's a big cross out that says no. Oh, what am I saying? Here.
Yeah, you can tell. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Or
Oh my.
The alternate ending. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh boy.
Pretty good though. I think he probably looks like that. That looks familiar to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I dig it. I'm looking for the full-bodied image here, which I now have brought up. Okay, so let's jump over to Troy. Let's see Woody from Toy Story. And
Oh yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Like Tom Hanks.
reach for the sky.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Is it backwards on your screen?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Just correctly. He's got those done tunes by Troy fingers on him. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the ugliest, worst drawn gun that's ever happened.
Oh, wait till you see mine.
But I'm just realizing mine is a reaction to anybody who's drawing a gun because I didn't even include a gun. So we'll see how that looks at the end. Let's see here. Matt
I don't
Hansel.
think he had a gun in the cartoon.
Sure.
Yeah, I remember him holstering stuff. Yeah. Oh, there we go. I like that nose.
Nice.
Like Tom Hanks too.
I gotta look where my real image went here so I can. Okay, that way it's ready for when everybody else is ready. Okay, let's look at David. How did Woody turn out for you?
Well, I got finger guns.
Nice.
Got a nice
Nice.
vest on him. Ooh, it's a great hat.
That's perfect when you don't want to draw the guns.
And I did.
Yeah, and I don't think that he had them, but that he had actual guns. But
Yeah.
it just
I
seems
don't
like
think-
something Woody-ish,
Don't recall it.
I think I remember him
Yeah.
doing like the playful, just draw
Yeah.
things. But maybe
right.
I don't think they really spent a lot of time with it, like part of the story or anything like that.
Never used him.
Mhm.
All right, here is Woody from Toy Story from my angle here.
Oh, cool.
And then I had to add that
Nice.
string once Troy. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll throw that string in there. So
There we go.
I don't know
Oh, yeah.
why I gave him like this diaper body here at the end, but looking
Oh.
at the actual image, I'm not too far off if I would have just added the jean details. So I gave him I was right with the vest. I took a gamble on giving him like
Oh
the,
yeah, he definitely looks like that.
Am I the only one that did that? Did anybody
Yeah.
else?
I put a vest on. Yeah.
Yeah,
And a
I
kerchief-
got
and
a vest. I
kerchief,
just
too.
didn't
I
get
put a
it
vest.
details drawn into it yet.
I did a vest and a kerchief.
Oh, with the cowl
Yeah.
design. Am I the?
I think everybody but me put a vest on it.
But I didn't do it the right vest like you did.
Well, here is Woody from Toy Story. Everybody, can we see him?
There we go.
With the cow vest, yeah.
Oh, it is a cow vest. All right.
That's a detail that I could not quite remember. Is I was thinking he might have had a holster, and then I just couldn't remember for sure.
Yeah, I think if I would have went with my based on his actual body, his pants there, I wasn't too far off if I would have just added the jean details. So I just kind of gave up there at the bottom. But yeah,
All right.
now we can see why a lot of times I'll spend 40 minutes on a small little sketch card while there's not a recording going on, and because this is what happens otherwise.
I think Anthony's looks the most like a drawing of a toy of a toy.
There we go. I like that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I dig that. I'll take it. Okay, so
Hey,
that was Yep.
Before we do the next one, can I? The coffee's calling. I need to. Future
Yeah.
Anthony, if we could pause for just a second, let me.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
Hi, hello, my loves. It's Lavi, and I'm here to tell you about Leaving Nowhere. It is 21 pages, fully colored, plus some bonus content at the back, and my way of bringing art therapy into the physical realm. I went through an emotional experience last year, so I thought, hey, let's make a comic. Right now they're open for pre-order. You can get my blue or purple witchy here. from my Rainbow Witch series. I used their character designs in the story, and that's all I wanted to let you know. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye!
Right.
And we're back. I don't know what just happened. Future Anthony will figure out what we just saw. So we're on to drawing number 3. I'm going to go back to the email once again without looking ahead, covering it up so I don't. I'm not influenced. Oh wow, that's funny. So I made I think I said this on air where I referenced this. I'm like, E.T. E.T. is the next drawing. So E.T. and in parentheses, Nikki the Swan wrote, "It's that movie where the alien likes Reese's Pieces. Can't recall the title." Nicely done, Nikki. So that is our third one here, and timer has start. And here we go. Fun fact: I recently drew E.T. maybe a month ago. I think I talked about it on the Crimson Cowl comic club recently, where at Oh Yeah Comics, Jamie Deere, who is somebody that's going to be on a future episode of Cartoonist by Night to learn all about them. Jamie was there and had done a graphic novel and a short story about E.T. and about their fear of E.T. growing up. And it was a real, it's such an interesting comic story because it's young Jamie basically, or current Jamie, I forget the age on the story, but Jamie basically drew themselves giving E.T. a tour of their hometown in Ohio to kind of show like, oh, this was the school, this is the playground, and it was like a legit fear. We're gonna hear that story on Cartoonist by Night, so I'm not this will be a tease. I don't wanna say it all here, but so future guest has a very great story about being scared of ET growing up.
Okay. I remember when I went to see ET in the theater.
I do
and,
too. Yeah.
And I was so embarrassed because I cried so much in it.
Yeah.
And when I came out of the theater, I was like I didn't want anybody to know that I was crying, and I just couldn't. Like it is, of course you're crying because you're sad, but then you're crying because you're so happy, and then you're crying because you're sad again. And
Yeah, it's one of those that I would honestly call a perfect movie. I don't know if that's just childhood nostalgia, and I've definitely seen it like within the last couple of years, but like it's just one of those where I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching ET. Anyone else have any ET love?
oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think I just remember seeing the character on Entertainment Tonight.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's where the ET name comes from, right?
Yeah. See, that's what I was going for, but I think I was pulling out something deeper with the like an NBA. I think that's an NBA thing from the 90s.
NBA. Okay, I thought you said MDA, muscular dystrophy
NBA. Yes.
association.
Yep. All right. I should have bragged ahead by saying I recently drew ET because I'm looking at this drawing and I shouldn't brag. I shouldn't have bragged about that.
I can guarantee you that yours will not be the worst. Do not worry.
I'll say this: as of this recording, I actually had some Reese's Pieces earlier today.
Ooh.
It is one of my favorite little treats. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I always
Yes, I do enjoy them.
I always get excited about the box version. Like I remember like the bag version always feeling like a lot smaller than like a bag of M&Ms. Like it felt like if even if they were the same ounces, it just felt like you got more out of M&Ms than you would Reese's. And
Yeah, I think the Reese's Pieces were a little bit smaller than an M&M. But every once in a while, I'd buy a pack of both and I kind of mix them together. I think I
Ooh.
invented peanut butter M&Ms.
ooh, you were ahead of the game. I like it. This drawing.
Da, 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 da.
We are 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left on ET.
All right, ET.
I forget if Troy was out of the room during the break when I said this, but I am liking this better than I thought I would because I was not my comfort zone. I think I said this off air. Not really my comfort zone to kind of be on the spot, and I think just because I'm definitely having more fun, just kind of not taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
6 minutes left. I'm gonna redo it.
Oh, we're getting a bonus ET.
Oh no, you're getting but one, sir.
Now, anybody else get really excited when you would get all those Star Wars references in the original ET movie? Just like with
Yeah.
Spielberg
Yes.
and Lucas being friends, so you saw them not only doing the impressions, like the older brother doing the impression, but then seeing somebody dressed as Yoda when they're trick or treating, and like,
And then he gets excited when he sees the Yoda
yeah.
and goes towards.
And then we fast forward to 1999 with the Phantom Menace of having
Yes.
an Easter egg where
Yeah.
there's multiple ET. Maybe Troy doesn't know this. With Troy, did you know that in Phantom Menace, there's like a big like Senate scene. One of our favorite scenes in those Star Wars prequels. Whenever we'd get to see how all the politics worked and stuff. So in one of the Senate scenes, they just had like a big global like arena, and then they had a bunch of little pods, and then each pod was like a different representative like group of aliens and species and stuff like that. And one of them, very much in the corner of your TV screen, was like a half a dozen ETs. They're all like jumping up and down and stuff, and it was a cool little Easter egg that I'll say I didn't know until I heard about it. But
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I know it.
Yeah, no matter what I do, this is awful.
My glove fell off.
ooh,
Oh no.
Okay.
oh, I wasn't watching.
No, nobody was. Just the people out there saw it.
That's a bonus for the viewer.
Yeah, I was concentrating too much on the drawing here.
I should have said this at the top of the show, but if you're somebody who draws along to our show and listens to us and everything, definitely take place in this challenge and send us the art. Email us. Let me double check. I think it's cartoonistbynight@gmail.com. Let me double check that address. So yeah, usually, and now I'm changing it to the episodes come out within 2 weeks of the recording, just to give myself a couple extra days to get it together. So if you watch the episode when it drops, I can like include it into the next. We'll throw it into like the next episode, basically. cartoonistbynight@gmail.com. Yep, that is the email address. It's probably in the show notes too. 2.5 minutes. But yeah, and that just goes for any art. If you're drawing anything while watching Cartoonist by Night, you can always send it over to us if you don't put it into the socials or tag us or something, and then we can always do a little gallery show. I think we started that when the show initially happened, and I think we talked about that in David's episode with showing off some turtles art.
Yeah, because I had done some turtles. Yeah.
So yeah, we did that when we are trying to figure out what the show was. Troy?
Can they post, like, if you post it on, I know like Instagram they can't, but like on Facebook, can they comment? Like, is there anything preventing them from commenting to the post with their pictures?
Yeah, that should all work too. Yeah, that would make sense because then then everyone sees
That'd be cool.
it live right
Yeah,
there.
everybody sees it, and there's less work for you to go ahead and post it later. It
Makes
seems
sense.
to be the more efficient way.
The tag.
That works.
Would you say, Brad?
A tag.
Yeah, like if it's on Instagram, it could be a tag instead of a comment. Yeah.
Yeah, basically Facebook and Instagram for Cartoonist by Night. That is the only place I'll see it beyond the email as well. I'm pretty happy with what's happening over here.
It's happening.
ET's
I
happening.
think I'm kind of remembering what ET looks like after I'm done?
Oh, yeah.
I can picture him, but without the reference, it's hard to,
Yeah.
capture it.
That's
Yeah.
the beauty of it, right? And who knows? Maybe you do something, and some of these drawings could be recycled as your own characters. Where it's like it looks, it's possible. Maybe it doesn't look as much like a character, and now you just created your own. Like I can definitely see D. Brad's, Muppet Cartman looking character. Like,
Yeah.
like that character could exist as its own thing, and I don't think anyone would really just be like, "Oh, that's a Cartman ripoff." Like it definitely looks like a D. Brad character.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Sniffles or somebody,
Yeah. All right.
Dr. Sniffles. 3 seconds left. I wish I had my colors near. Oh, I do. I'm gonna add just one quick color. My drawing was already done, and that's all I wanted to do for the color. Okay, so what we are going to do here, this is me talking it out as I bring up an actual photo of E.T. from that self-titled movie E.T. So Nikki the Swan had trouble remembering what the character's name was. All right, so here we go. Let me grab this image. So I have it in the background here. We'll show it off at the end. Let's start off with Troy. Troy, let's see your E.T.
E.T.
Oh,
Awesome.
love those fingers.
Awesome.
That could be your own character too.
Elliot. That is awesome. All right. I'm not going in any specific order. So Matt Hansel, let's see.
Yes, sir.
Or E.T.
There we go.
Aw. I like it. That one's adorable.
Thank you.
Let's jump over to David. What does E.T. look like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
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 that
finger
looks like
guns
ET
too.
to me.
Yeah.
I
Bang
threw him
on.
in the same pose as Woody.
Nice.
Everybody that was. You'll have a theme.
And I like how he's kind of calling a shot, like he's in baseball or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exponent.
The Graham Boney.
There's me with the sports reference coming in there. I'll go next because I think I went last the last time. So here is E.T. from memory.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was the quick heart. I decided just to show that off, but then be good.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't know what he kind of looks like almost what's the Star Wars character, that little guy from the newer movies, the Babu Frick. The face kind of looks like Babu Frick minus the mustache. If
there, right, yeah, Babu Frick. Yeah.
So yeah, Babu Frick shaved. That's what I drew. And there we go. E.T. from D. Brad Gibson. Yeah.
Nice. Yes, I forgot about that. That's wonderful.
I've got a
Nice,
toy. I've got a
dude.
toy of that
Wonderful.
specific version, and I don't want to play favorites. I don't want to play favorites, but D. Brad won my heart with that one.
That's wonderful.
That is
Good
lovely.
job, dude.
All right.
And the audience, did they see the full outfit on that tease that you accidentally showed everybody? Did the audience see the outfit and all the colors and stuff?
I don't know what they saw.
Oh.
Okay, I wasn't sure what stage of your drawing was in earlier. So
yeah, it was more like my pants accidentally fell down when I stood up.
Oh my!
Have you seen that clip of Mark Hamill at the awards show where his pants fall down?
No.
And he's behind the podium, and all of a sudden his pants drop down, and then you see him quickly reach his hands down, and he just continues like nothing's happened, and you see him going like this.
So it wasn't a bit at all.
No, it wasn't a bit. It really happened to him.
Was this modern Mark Hamill or years ago, decades ago?
Well, this was a few months ago, Mark Hamill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
3 months ago, Mark Hamill.
On YouTube, he was talking to Stephen Colbert and explained it. So I saw it on YouTube last night. That's where I
Oh,
saw it.
nice. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
For science. So let me get to Gmail here. Going back to Nikki the Swan, I think we're on to character number 4.
Oh, can I just can I say something?
Yes. Oh, yes. Please tell us your story. I haven't looked yet.
Yeah, so it's fun to try to do it from memory because of course you can come up with brand new characters, and or even if you don't know who the character is, then you can you imagine what it could look like based on the description, right? And so my great grandmother made me this. I've showed it before on the show, but I thought I should show it again. And this is what she thought Spider-Man looked like. So there's type of
Yes.
Let's get a close up of that face if you could. Yep, right there.
There.
classic little doll face.
Now,
He's got webbing around him.
and you said your grandma made this?
Great grandma.
Great grandma.
Yeah,
Nothing.
she used to draw cartoons, and I would draw cartoons with her.
So that was just your regular grandma, right? And then she made that and became your great grandma. That's how that worked?
Yeah.
My,
Now,
my great grandma.
my awesome great grandma, maybe. Okay.
Oh,
I love that. All right, we're going back to the list here from Nikki the Swan. Not looking ahead. Character number 4.
Oh, my glove.
Ooh.
Hey, my glove.
I think D. Brad's going to crush this one. I'm calling it. We are talking about the genie from Aladdin.
Oh,
oh no. Okay.
Genie from Aladdin. I am going back to the timer, starting the timer at 10 minutes. Genie from Aladdin.
I gotta grab different paper here. Okay.
Yeah, this one I'm scared of it. I have a reaction of what Matt had. I'm scared. I'm scared of this one. That's another Super Nintendo video game I really liked was the Aladdin game, and especially like the opening scene of going around like the marketplace and jumping on like all the canopies and like the tents and all that kind of stuff, and that was a lot of fun. I'm having the dilemma wondering if the genie has hair or not.
Same, dude.
Sometimes you can even picture something really well.
yeah.
And you can't draw it.
And then as soon as you're drawing it, it's like the image in your brain disappears and you're like, wait.
Exactly.
This started out looking really well. I'm like, oh, I'm off to a good start. And then it went downhill real fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine is looking like somebody I don't want it to look like, so I'm removing the hair. I did some hair, and it's looking like somebody else. So I'm Aladdin, 1992, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
That sounds about right.
That was a good one. I really like that one.
I don't know if I've probably seen them once, but the Return of Jafar, right? The sequel.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any memory of like at least watching them more than once, so I have no idea if. Oh boy, I just called an audible on my drawing here, and once I realized I had to give him arms. I don't know why I keep forgetting arms in all my drawings. So.
All I can remember is that Aladdin is based on Al Hirschfeld's style, so trying to remember the genie looks a lot like an Al Hirschfeld drawing, if you know who Al Hirschfeld is.
Yeah,
Oh,
this might be better if I forgot his arms.
Mine's definitely better if I forget his arms.
I like that little factoid there. That's what we're looking for in this during this.
Yeah, there's a wonderful documentary about Al Hirschfeld called The Lion King that was done in the 90s. It's really great if you can get a copy of it or check it out.
I don't know. Well, it looks like
Mine looks like the Joker.
of a genie.
Kind of has a Jokerish quality to it, also.
Yeah, it's weird because I think I drew like a very Joker nose on mine. Man, this hair is a real dilemma. Or if there is hair, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm gonna save my drawing by adding blue. I'm gonna go into the blues.
I have an idea for what to add.
'Cause right now, nobody would know what this was, but I think if I add some color to it, it's only gonna help me.
Oh, my pencil broke.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that he was blue.
Well, I drew with blue pencil, so he's
Oh.
blue.
I thought you were talking like emotion.
Yeah, he's very blue. Okay.
Like Bob Dylan, tangled up in blue.
Maybe I shouldn't have done this. I've made a terrible mistake. Well, I think this might be my first one in all my drawings that I can make my own character out of this one.
You can?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna. It's minus the blue. I don't think anyone would be like, "Oh, that was the genie." Yeah, that was the genie. All right, now I'm purposely making this one ridiculous to save myself some embarrassment.
I now have to erase half of this.
Okay, we've got 4.5 minutes left.
Oh, no.
What else is happening? Anything fun for anybody? Any conventions coming up that you're excited about, Matt, for any traveling or any shows that you haven't been to before or anything? Cities?
Yeah, I am doing, it'll be on June 14th.
Okay.
The South Side Comic Book Show in Tinley Park, Illinois, which I've never done before. So I'm looking forward to doing that. That'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. We are looking at almost 3 minutes away.
With the erasing and starting over, there's not much to this. So not gonna be my finest work.
No. D. Brad, how you feeling over there?
Well, I think it looks kind of like him. Oops.
Troy, how's your
Yep.
genie coming along?
Kind of bad, but fun. Having fun.
Fun.
What else?
Was Aladdin one of the last Disney movies that they animated by hand? I
No,
know
it's
it was.
You after that.
No,
I believe
it
it
would have
did
been
have
earlier, right?
some
It would have been earlier,
CGI.
right? Which one
I
was
think it
the
had
last
some
one?
CGI in it, like the lava part.
Last one was the Winnie the Pooh they did.
Oh, really? Okay.
Would Princess and the Frog be towards the end there, probably?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
think
the Winnie the Pooh came after that.
Prince and the Frog or Princess and the Frog, whatever it is.
Yeah. I heard that they're making
I almost saw it.
they want to bring back Disney wants to bring back 2D animated two-dimensional animated movies. Hand drawn.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some of those rumblings of news.
well, I mean, they're running out of things to turn into live action, so they got to go back to the animation for new
Right.
material.
Let's try this style.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, Lilo and Stitch. I saw the new live action one, and I thought it was adorable. The little girl they got for the casting to play Lilo was just perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's got a lot of character to her and real good attitude, and I had a lot of fun with that one.
I've not seen it, but the previews look. I mean, Stitch looks great.
Yeah, and I think
From
they
what I
got
can
the
see.
original guy to come back to do the voice. I'm fairly certain. I don't know the name, but
Right.
which may or may not always be the case. Oh boy! All right, I wasn't too satisfied. 30 seconds left, everybody. I'm feeling better now that I added some more color to it.
All right.
And
Mine has color.
I'm going to add one more background layer of color to really.
I don't think color is going to save mine. Just
Nikki has chosen some really like well-known and yet still obscure in my
Big
memory.
enough, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I told her I'm like I'm not sure how we're all going to react. Oop, time's up, everybody. I said I'm not sure how we're all going to react to this, but if everybody is upset, then I have no idea who Nikki the Swan is. I'm just disowning her.
Somebody made.
I think Troy nailed it there. Where it's just like, yeah, these are all characters everybody knows, but not necessarily have even drawn or now I'm looking at that tease.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
What
let's
are we looking
see.
at?
Who haven't we start? Let's start with Matt Hansel. I don't know if we've started.
Right. I just did a headshot, and mine looks like some sort of blue Joker.
Yes. I love that. Oh, that is great. No, that is that smile is amazing, and yeah, that works. I love that.
I was just thinking Robin Williams, big smile, big action, big,
Robin Williams as the Joker.
Yeah.
And I remember now, since I saw yours, he's got like the chin strap with like the curly. I completely whiffed on that one.
Once I saw the reference, that's the first thing I noticed where I'm like, oh, of course. All right, let's I'm going to save D-Brads to the end there because that's a fun tease. Let's go Troy. Troy, how's your genie? Ooh,
Oh, nice.
yeah. Little snap of the fingers there. Ooh, that's some. I like
Nice.
the lamp work with the tail and stuff. That looks really good.
And I've used a different tool for each drawing so far, and it just happened to work out that I grabbed the brush pen when she called for a Hirschfeldian type design. So it worked out.
There we go. Very cool.
All right, I'll go next, I guess. Apparently, this is the genie from Aladdin.
Oh yeah.
Extra buff. The hair I did a different call on, and then I did go good at least by making it black, but the style isn't quite up like how his is. But yep, I got sort of a lamp there, but it's I don't know what's happening here, guys, but
I think I would be afraid to make a wish.
there we go.
Yeah. It looks like somebody. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's interesting. So, David, let's
Do I have to?
let's rub the lamp and see what comes out of that lamp.
No.
Oh,
I completely messed up the arms, which screwed up the body, and I had to completely erase it. So I'm like, yeah, finger guns.
hey,
Finger guns on all of your drawings.
There we go.
I love that commitment.
Yes.
Well, I was doing that crossed arm thing, and it was just blocking out too much of the body, and I might as well have just had the headshot. And so I scrapped that and went on. And then I couldn't get the eyes right for some reason. Between that and the way that I've got the mouth, the smile on it, I really couldn't have shown it because the eyes started making it look like the stereotypical, like the Looney Tunes, like World War II Japanese stereotypical kind of thing. And I'm like, nope, can't do that. So yeah, it was a disaster. If I had a genie, I would have wished for a talent.
Well, I think
You got talent, you just don't have memory.
adding the finger guns, I think, saves it. So, all right, let's peek behind the curtain here. D-Brad, let's see.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. He's on vacation. Oh yeah, because isn't that part of the part of the thing in the movie or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
think
one of
so.
the gags, right?
And I'll say this: he's got like a D. Brad character nose. Like this is definitely a D. Brad character drawing. I can kind of see that in the nose.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a good thing.
yeah,
I can see it. I love it.
yeah.
But yeah, I like the option. We're all going shirtless genie. So I like that audible that he called it. I don't know why I keep saying sports things.
What do you say?
Audible. I think that's a sports term.
Audible. I don't know how to. What say? I can see the whole thing, but there you go.
Love it. All that's missing is the finger guns. Deep breath.
Yeah, he's doing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the penultimate drawing. We have one more character drawing that I have not looked at yet. I am going to make sure that the timer is set up. And time-wise, we're doing roughly good here. So I like the 10-minute drawing of it and the discussion and then whatever. So we can definitely tweak this as we go on. But I'm having a lot of fun with this. I don't know about you guys.
But I'll
yeah.
save paper. I'll just erase that monstrosity that I just drew and start over.
Remember, we need these photos for the end credits.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you're getting photos? You get nothing, sir. You get nothing.
Troy, all your drawings, I think, are purchase. People will buy those.
Hey, look at my drawing screen.
Ooh,
Ooh.
freaky.
Nice. Spooky.
Okay, going back to, I don't have to cover up the screen anymore because there's one more left. I haven't looked at this.
You can see me.
And here we go. We are talking about Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Oh no.
And I'll start the timer. We'll get going. 10 minutes. Here we go. Now, Nikki, the only hint that I had that was that she goes, I was trying to think of what female character I haven't drawn yet. That's what she said to me. And when the latest live action movie came out, I started a digital drawing that there aren't too many drawings that I kind of give up on. And that's one of those that I did kind of bail on. And yeah, so I half drew The Little Mermaid once.
Yeah. All right. I don't think
I sat next to the co-creator of The Little Mermaid at a show in what was it called, in St. Charles. They had a convention center there, and Philo is his name. He was sitting next to me. He was a longtime Disney artist.
Ooh. Now, do you think this is a good or a bad thing where I'm drawing everything but the character right now? Like I'm drawing the background and I'm like doing all this. I haven't started the character yet, but I don't know if that's going to be a smart thing or not.
Well, find out.
Yes, we will. Oh, okay. I'm remembering now the pose that I had for my digital drawing. What is that movie? It was 2 years ago, maybe already? 1 year?
The live action?
Yeah.
It was probably 2 years ago now.
I'm sort of remembering the pose a little bit so I could lean into that a little bit. Trying to think if I said this on any of our shows. Oh yeah, I think we talked about it with Lavi's first episode talking about Disney villains. Because speaking of Little Mermaid, I drew both her and I think drew the Ursula drawing, and I also drew Cruella in that episode with reference, by the way. So those turned out, better than what we're going to be seeing shortly. Better what we're going to be seeing in 7 minutes.
7 minutes, okay.
7 minutes.
But oh boy. Oh yeah, what I was saying is that my little cousin who's younger than me, she would have a Disney princess themed birthday every year, and
Oh, yeah?
so it was like whatever the new Disney movie was, because basically there was like a new one each year. And while I don't have memory of growing up in a household where we would have gotten, you know, I would have been the only one kind of like really into that stuff. So I remember always kind of getting excited to go to some of those parties because I'd see these movies that I wouldn't necessarily watch at home. And so I remember getting excited about these. This drawing's not good.
I gotta do I'll do the finger guns for this one.
Nice.
I have a feeling that, hopefully we do some more of these, that I have a feeling this finger gun thing's just gonna be a go-to staple for every time. It's probably gonna be referred to each episode.
So the choice of using a different drawing implement each time has forced me into being done already, because I chose Sharpie, and there's really no way to do more without just having big black spots. I can do water.
Yeah, some bubbles.
All right, we're looking at almost 5 minutes left. I am going to add some color to my drawing. We actually had a question from Brian Lynch, so maybe that'll be a good time to take a look. I forget the question, so this will be fresh for me. Favorite obscure character that we've heard of but might not see regularly, which oddly maybe kind of fits into how the characters that we've had here on the show, which Brian wouldn't have known the gimmick that we're doing. But yeah, so anyone have any favorite obscure character that we've heard of but might not see regularly?
Hmm.
That's a tough one.
What about like the question?
Ooh, there we
Is
go.
is a question, or he or she? I think the question is Renee Montoya right now, but is that obscure?
I would say so, yeah. David, you're a big DC guy. What are your thoughts on that?
The question I would consider obscure, a better known obscure character. I think that a lot of like general audience might not know who the question is.
Sure.
Yeah, without
Comic fans, people who are a little bit more than casual viewers of some of the animated things and stuff like that might know who the question is. But if you just went, did a man on the street interviews with people and asked them who the question is, I think you would confuse a lot of them.
yeah.
Yeah, question, I'd say.
Um,
Who is the question?
Kevin Smith, whenever he's asked like a question, like he usually says he has no like real interest of doing big superhero movies and stuff. That's not really his speed. He's definitely directed some CW stuff for Supergirl and the Flash and everything, but I think he has tried to get the question. There was a moment where he was
Oh,
possibly
really?
pitching a TV show until some things had changed and then it just eventually went away. But he had always showed the interest in probably kind of what David was talking about, is that a character that hasn't really had their time in the spotlight for live action to be more mainstream and stuff. So Kevin Smith had wanted to, but never got to.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I know he has a decent friendship with James Gunn, so who knows? Maybe James Gunn will reach out to him to if the question is ever part of the upcoming DCU.
And the question was one of those characters that DC got from Charlton.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's created by Steve Ditko.
Yeah, Steve Ditko, that's right.
Ooh. Very nice.
I like,
And then kind of reinvented by Denny O'Neil and Dennis Cowan in the 90s.
Right.
Cool.
At one point, this was not obscure, but I think now the like John Carter of Mars stuff
Yes.
is a little bit
Yeah.
more obscure. And those are great. Those books are great.
They are, yeah.
All of my flesh tone markers are on the other side of the room because I didn't think I was gonna I wasn't gonna do any color for this episode, so the skin tone just got interesting over here with the pink marker.
All right.
My mermaid's been in the sun a little too long.
Like sunburn?
It's getting there. All right. Not my favorite drawing. Makes me want to look at that genie again that I did, but I am stopping there. We still have just over a minute. I'm going to go get the reference. So I have that queued up here. Ariel.
La 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 la.
Don't think I have my colored markers close by. Otherwise, I'd give this some color real quick, which would just make it. I think this might be my best piece so far.
Awesome.
Looking at the actual image here, this is the one that I probably didn't have so much of a question on how the character looked. It was just my lack of ability to do it under these circumstances. So if I had done my own sketch card or something, I think I would have been better off with taking time and practice. But so out of everyone, this is the one that I probably had the best memory of, yet it might be one of my worst drawings for some reason. It's an interesting conundrum. All right, and then looking at the overall time, we are kind of reining it in. So once we're done here, we'll kind of show everything off and see if there's anything else random, and we could still hang out after the record and stuff, but that way we can rein it in. At 5 drawings felt, oh, there we go. Stop, the timer is done. 5 drawings seemed to be a pretty decent size. That was just a random number I threw out there, not knowing how long we would do that, but that would, I think that would work for the future, but we can talk about that off air if there was any suggestions and corrections going forward. Okay, so I have Ariel here. Now, let's start with D-Brad this time.
All right.
D-Brad,
Big video.
let's see Ariel from a little.
Raise the curtain.
Survey says.
You know what? All this time, I had a picture of the Little Mermaid on my pencil case, and I didn't even look at her.
Oh man.
Oh,
All right. There we go.
We'll be the judge of that with your drawing.
Oh, nice.
Oh, very cool.
With the finger.
Very nice.
all
Finger
right.
guns.
Finger guns.
gotta have the finger guns.
Lovely. Yeah, love it. Oh, I love the little the bubble edition there. So
Yeah.
well, I guess
Nice
I
touch.
didn't need bubbles in my version. I'll go next. This is the pose that I was doing in a digital drawing. It didn't look anything like this because this was just a real rush. But this is my in the sun too long. She should stay underwater because she got real pink. And I was reaching for colors, so it's a moss-covered rock. I do have some splashes going there. This was interesting.
Nice.
Yep.
I did the same pose as you did, Anthony.
Oh, nice. Well, let's see it. Let's go right over to Troy. I'm glad I went first. Oh,
Aw.
On a rock.
Troy, I really like the you draw great women. I think we got some good eyes there, a good expression, good face, and I like it.
Giant hair. That's
Yep.
what I remember is gigantic
Yep.
hair.
I love it. I love it. All right, we are jumping over to David Gloyd. Let's.
This one was tough. I was trying to remember the exact look. I think I got things a little mixed up. But I think
Yes,
is that about right?
that is
Perfect.
exactly.
That's perfectly on model.
Yeah.
D. Brad, I think he has that's one of those Canada images he was showing on his pencil case there. That's how Ariel looks in Canada. In the United States, I think David nailed it with the drawing.
All right. Good. I like that. That's really funny.
Yeah, David, I think there's somebody in the Zoom group here that's going to want that drawing. I don't know who. I'm just speaking out for somebody, but I think
Oh.
it's awesome. All right, we have one more person to see this drawing from. Let's jump over to Matt Hansel and let's see your Little Mermaid. Oh,
There's
Oh wow. Okay.
ooh,
Yeah.
first one adding flower.
Yeah.
You remembered
Yeah.
some stuff.
yeah. I got her top wrong, but
There's something about that like expression face. Like I'm trying to think who that reminds me of. Like kind of like like a Cheryl Blossom type of.
it's Archie is a huge influence of mine, like Dan DiCarlo and Dan
Yeah,
Parent.
there's definitely like that cheek work, like the outer, like that rough. And I think it was one of those that I almost looked over to the right because I've got a lot of Betty Cooper art next to me. I almost even looked over there just to kind of copy Betty's face, but I stayed away from it. So, but yeah, because even I kind of went in with that like arch, arch,
Sure, yeah.
whatever. But mine just these are
Not
all
entirely. Mine also not entirely un-Archie like.
yeah. Now this is where I revealed to everybody that even if I'm not, maybe I'm not so positive about my outcome here, but I'll reveal that I drew all of these with my foot. So take that. I think
Well
they're pretty
played.
great.
Congratulations.
Well played.
Yep. So, all right. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm looking at a bunch of art here. I can't wait to let Nikki the Swan know. Looking at now here, this will be a good thing. Looking at all of your drawings, if you want to look, if you have them all in front of you, if you want to hold up your personal favorite, that'll be a reveal for everyone's personal favorite. Yep.
It's a tough call because I think I did the best on ET.
We've got 3.
But I mean, I had the most fun with that one. So I mean,
yeah, there we go.
Oh, not this one.
I'm going to go with ET, I think.
Ooh, look at that. A couple ETs. What did David
I
have?
don't know.
Looking, or he's still deciding, David?
I don't know.
Four ET.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because it's really about the fun, right?
Yeah.
How much you enjoyed something.
That one's great. And looking again at the Troy's drawing of Woody, and that's one of those that I can totally see the trencher, type of, your style and your influence. I can see that one come out pretty good with that drawing.
Yeah.
So what was the word Matt used when you don't
prima.
do it underline? Say again?
Alla prima.
Alla prima. So all of what I drew was alla prima.
Peanut butter sandwiches.
I like peanut butter sandwiches full of the alla prima. It makes them better.
Lovely. So yeah, I think that was definitely a good experiment there. I'm gonna go jump over to the Instagram real quick to see if there's anything else to mention. By the time this episode comes out, that convention probably will have passed for. But anything else that's on your docket that you're excited for later in the year? Anything planned that you know of?
I will be doing a show called Comic Book Palooza in Elgin in August.
Cool.
And you can check them out. They've got a big website or a big Facebook page, Comic Palooza, at the Gail Borden Library in Elgin. That'll be my big show probably for the fall.
Cool. And then is there anything you'd like to promote? If there's anything comic related, the web comic strip, anything that you want to let people know about?
Yeah, actually, Marty and Spud fans, stay tuned because the Marty and Spud Omnibus is coming this summer. And it's everything Marty and Spud that's been published in the last 10 years, including stuff for Kid in a Comic, for the Hero Initiative, stuff that's just super hard to find, a newspaper strip that they were involved in locally for a little bit. So it's going to clock in at about 170 pages or something like that. So
very cool. I know I'll be buying one of those.
When is it coming out?
It'll be out this summer. I'm still formatting it and stuff, so it basically as soon as I get it done.
And our other guest here at the show, David Gloyd. I have copies of some promo, but do you have them near things that you can promote that are brand new?
I actually don't have them handy.
Because this is the same
They're all-
spot that we record the Crimson Cowl Comic Club. I have them at hand here. So we talked about it on episode. By the time people see this Cartoonist by Night, the most recent episode of Crimson Cowl, David joined us on his very own show as a guest to talk about the West Bend High School's Comic Con and the release of two brand new comics. So if you can do a quick elevator pitch on Comic Book Club presents the Hall Monitors, if people were interested in that.
Okay, so real quick on that. So I run a comic book club at the local high school. That was our project for the year, was doing a comic book, and sold it to raise money for the club. So
Great idea.
There's a lot of detail that I gave on it and what happened. And with the comic, you can kind of read the story on how it all came about, because I have that in a little bit of a letter in the front of it. But we came up with that. It's a short story that kind of pictures the high school in the future as a space station. So that was kind of the theme that we went with, is we were going to have some sort of a school theme. And so that's what they went with. As long as it had something to do with high school, they were free to do with whatever they wanted, as long as it was still school appropriate.
Yeah.
So I think it actually turned out great. It's a fun little story, yeah, I think we'll see more from the artist on the book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the artist, Ara Marcone, who's a friend of ours who was on the episode of Crimson Cowl, joined us to talk about not only this book, but because I also have it here, I will send her some promotion here for Chronicles of Bark. This is an original comic that she did. So a high school student did this back in 2023 as part of a art challenge for one of our local comic shops here in Wisconsin. And she essentially wrote, colored, drew, penciled, lettered, everything within a month, and did like a full-on comic book, Chronicles of Bark, that are actually based off of her dogs going on adventures. And it's an original story, original characters. And Ara did, she won the contest, and this was for the Mark Grunwald creator comic book creation contest. And she won the Eternal tier based on, I think it's based on age range and page counts and stuff like that. So she is a 2023 winner of that for the Eternals group. And that's Chronicles of Bark. I had gotten permission from her to, if anybody's interested in this, all you have to do is reach out to me, reach out to Crimson Cowl, Cartoonist by Night. We'll get the info and send that over to Ara. She doesn't have a proper art channel and all that kind of stuff, but so I'm kind of serving as the mediator on that to get that out there.
And same thing really for the comic book club high school book. If people are interested in it, then they can reach out either through me, or they reach out to Anthony, and we'll get it taken care of.
Totally. And then there's one more that David's going to talk about here. Let us know, we had a little tease of this in episode when you were on Cartoonist by Night, which was all about Superman. Check that out in the feed. Gravesweeper's Spooky Stories, Three Brothers Grimm. Let people know what this comic is.
Okay, so this is one. It actually started out, it started out a long time ago, but we did have it on the website for a few months as free, broken into two parts, which is no longer available on the website, but we do have it in print now. This is the first story with the Gravesweeper as kind of a most ages kind of horror host. And Anthony can go into the character itself of Gravesweeper. The story actually comes from a film project that I did with both of my sons when they were young, and we came up with the Three Brothers Grimm, and they were these kind of styrofoam puppet head skeleton guys that kind of go on this quest to get back the lives that they had because they're all dead now and working for the Grim Reaper. But a fun little book. Anthony's given it a great review, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be good.
So the Grave Sweeper character, you wouldn't really notice it with how I'm keeping up my beard these days, but when David had made some short films and I got to co-create this character of the Grave Sweeper. So this drawing here, this character is based off of a live action version I played in a short film series of short films, and where I was wearing a wig and whatever, and just kind of going into the prop closet and whatever I had. And what's super fun about this is just on the opening page, there's always a gag in those short films of the Grave Sweeper kind of reaching into his pocket. Now, I don't remember where it started. It's the classic story of like who created what, and David gave me co-creator credit on the character.
Yeah, we've forgotten who came up with which ideas for it, so I figured it was appropriate to credit Anthony as well with this character creation.
And since it's on the opening page, we see the Grave Sweeper in the cemetery. He's, wiping his brow. He's reaching into his pocket, and he takes out a giant piece of pie. And there he is with a little broom there. He's grave sweeping. And what was fun is that in the short films, every time we did it, like, 3 or 4 times, whatever it was, each time I had a different kind of food that I would bring each year when we did it. So,
and we would try to just make it messier.
Yeah. It got very interesting, and it was always fun just to have something that normally shouldn't be kept in a coat pocket when you're sweeping graves.
Right.
So it was super fun to play the character, and then the surprise when David revealed he was going to make him into a horror host. So now I join the legendary realms of like Svengoolie and Elvira.
Nice.
And I have no other horror host at the desk here. But yeah, so it feels cool to kind of play that character in film, and then now kind of be a comic book character as well. So,
and again, I'm not a fan of the term all ages. I get it, but I like to tell people I've never seen a 6-month-old baby reading a comic. But really, I think parents should always kind of be the ones to decide if something is appropriate for their children or not. But I will say for most ages, this would be appropriate. There's nothing horrible in it, even though it's a horror comic. It's not, it's pretty tame.
And then once again, just reach out to David or myself or Crimson Cowl or Cartoonist by Night, and that goes for everybody. We'll get that information over to you guys. Your social media credits and stuff will be in the credits and the show notes afterwards. Yeah, that was great. And I think that's going to do it for this first time experiment. Thank you to Jamie Cosley and our Baltazar for kind of doing that on the show, which kind of sparked some excitement to bring it over here. And I think we'll have to try our best. We'll have to get Art and Jamie on like a joint episode and maybe all kind of play that game with them or something. That would be a lot of fun.
That'd be fun.
Well, cool. That is going to do it then for another episode of Cartoonist by Night, because I happen to notice that the sun's starting to come up, and I don't remember what it looks like, so I'm not going to use reference on when I draw the sun. Good night, everybody. I didn't have that plan. See you later.
Bye.
Can't even think fast.
Have you played Atari today?
Okay,
I was crossing my eyes.